Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel here today. We are here to have fun and to talk about Marvel movies. I'm actually your host here today, Brett's Real Reviews. I'm actually here to talk about the Marvel movies itself in Phase 1. And yes. So, I want to talk about it, but let me know in the comments below how would you rank all 7 Phase 1 Marvel movies. Let me know in the comments below. But still, why 7 Marvel movies? Because we're going to talk about this movie also, so let's get started here. So in 7th place, it is actually Captain Marvel. And yes, why is she in Phase 1? So in my thoughts, because she was introduced in this movie, same as Nick Fury, Agent Coulson, the whole SHIELD HQ was involved in this movie. Like, they were really young, and they're trying to recruit heroes to become the next Avengers. Like, Nick Fury at the end of this film was creating the Avengers Initiative, and that's how it really leads up into Phase 1. Captain Marvel came out in 2018, and this movie came out earlier than that because the whole story takes place in the 1980s, like years later after the Captain America, the first Adventure movie. And this was in the last place because it came out late. I wanted to come out in Phase 1, but still, this whole story, the whole climax arc was kind of cool. Brie Larson was great to play as Captain Marvel. So, leading up in my 6th slot is Iron Man 2. Yes. Because, for one thing, in Iron Man 2, this is where Nick Fury came back. And we have, because he was shown at the end of the Iron Man movie, the first one, to try to recruit Iron Man, Tony Stark, to become one of the members for the Avengers. And we have Black Widow was introduced in this movie too, Natasha Romanoff. Like, this whole movie itself is more about Tony Stark with lack of trust. Because sometimes in this movie he did have some bad moments in this movie with his friend Rhodes, and it was kind of cool to see Don Cheadle in this one too. The friendship was kind of lack a little bit in the middle part of the film, but this whole movie itself was kind of more fun later on in the movie because Whiplash. Yes, that's my version of Whiplash. But even though the villain himself was kind of cool to see him, Justin Hammer, bring the hammer down. But also, Justin Hammer was kind of cool to see him in this movie. He was more like a side villain, not a main villain. That's one thing I wanted to see if Justin Hammer will come back for the future for the MCU. That would be cool. But still, we are moving on to the top fives. Top fives. And yes. So, we're going to talk about the 5th spot is the Incredible Hulk. Hulk smash. And yes, Edward Norton was in this movie. Actually, I was most shocked to see him in this movie as Edward Norton as Bruce Banner. Like, it was cool to see this movie played out. Tim Roth was in this movie, as we know, played the main antagonist villain role, the Abomination. And we have William Hoot, my bad, as we know, General Thunderbolt Ross. And it was cool to see him in this movie. This is where he was introduced in this one. Like, it was cool to bar the whole gamma radiation, the super serum, like the whole thing carried out from the beginning to the end of this whole film. It was awesome. And for my number 4th pick was Captain America: The First Avenger. And yes, I'm a big fan of Captain America. I wanted this to be my number 3rd spot, but in this movie it was kind of cool to see Puny Steve Rogers to become the muscle Steve Rogers, as we know, Chris Evans, as well as Steve Rogers, Captain America. He was like the greatest major role involving in this movie because the whole thing itself, the lead up with Hydra, was created in this one because of Red Skull. Hugo Weaving was awesome in this movie. the fight in the plane at the end, I was like, oh my goodness, what's gonna happen next? We had to wait to find out. But still, Captain America: The First Avenger was an outstanding movie. And it came out in 2011. I remember when I saw that movie in theaters. And my third spot is I Am Iron Man. I love when they introduced Tony Stark in this movie because as RDJ, because I love the actor. He was a great role playing as both characters, leading role as Tony Stark. He was like somehow new in the world, becoming a hero since he got damaged in the middle of his heart with his own missiles. He has an arc reactor as I Am Iron Man. Like, it was so cool with this movie. And for the runner-up in this list in Phase 1, it is Thor. I love this movie. Like, seeing the Asgardians, the whole myth of gods among in Phase 1. Thor, Odin, Loki, Heimdall. Oh my. Like, I love how they did with the story to bringing him in at the before the Avengers movie came out. I love how they did with the story. Like, honestly, it was fun. It was like entertaining. There's some moments I did laugh. I love the villain Loki because he's part of one of my favorite villains overall. Like, Tom Hiddleston was great to play as him, and Chris Hemsworth was like epic at the final battle in this movie. But still, it was great. It was outstanding. But number one, it is the Avengers. Oh my goodness. And let's talk about it. As you know, after the Avengers of the first Thor movie, Loki came in to take on the Avengers. In this movie, we have more things to cover through. Like, the Chitauri army came out with Loki to take down the Avengers in New York City. Like, wow. Like, wow. Like, even though the story was great, I did enjoy the whole story with Loki came to Earth, taking over people's minds. Hawkeye, everything else is like so cool to see. Like, the whole Avengers teamed up, taking down the Chitauri and Loki, the god of mischief. And thank you all for coming in for my ranking for the Marvel Phase 1 movies. Stay tuned for the next in Phase 2. Looking forward for this one. So, thank you all for coming to Butts Radio Reviews, everybody. Hope you guys enjoy this. If you love my channel here, you guys can subscribe to my channel down below for more videos to come. If you want to hit that notification bell icon, you can hit it down below. Thank you all for coming into Butts Radio Reviews.